Okay, hi guys. It's me, Alex from My Chemical Empire, and this is Cole.
Hey.
And he's going to be making a new channel soon. And so we decided to work together to make a video on band reactions, which we're going to listen to bands that we've kind of heard a little bit before, and like I didn't like one of them that much that he likes, and he didn't like one of them that I like.
Sort of disagree on like music tastes, so we're trying to figure out who likes what and why.
And so we want your guys' opinions too, so you can comment below. And I'm gonna show him the band Pvris, or it's spelled Pvris, but it's pronounced Paris. And he's going to show me
Panic at the Disco.
And so here we go.
Techno? Okay. I'm not a big techno guy, but this is a lot like Paramore almost. I mean,
just leave your arguments till the end and just listen.
Yeah, okay.
So that first song, guys, was St. Patrick by Pvris, and now the second one I'm showing him is called Mirrors. So for his argument for Panic at the Disco, we're doing Lying is the Most Fun. Hey guys, now for the second song by Panic at the Disco, we are going to be doing Hallelujah. Okay guys, so after listening to the songs by Pvris and the songs by Panic at the Disco, we're going to debate Pvris first, since that was the first band we listened to, and I will let the opposer, since I'm the fan of them, start off with his argument of or just his opinion of what he didn't like, and I mean, he still can give what he did like, and so we'll just argue it. So, here we go.
Well, yeah, I mean, they weren't really all that bad, but I mean, personally, I'm not much of a fan of techno. I'm not really a fan of the style. But another thing I kind of found odd was they sounded like, without the whole techno part, they sounded just like Paramore. And I feel like it's a song I've already heard like 5 times. And there's nothing really about them I can like really cling on to that I like them as a band.
Well, what you said about techno, I wouldn't exactly call their music techno. I'd call it more indie pop music, but I can see what you mean.
Well, like the electronic aspects.
Yes, I see what you mean. Now, with the Paramore, but since you said it has an electronic aspect, it doesn't. The only thing that's really Paramore about it is Lynn Gunn's voice versus Hayley Williams' voice.
Very true, very true.
So, I mean, they might sound similar, but I feel like I can relate to their voices being the same, but it's definitely stylistically different. Like, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you understand. Like, it feels like it's a song I've heard before. You know.
That it's actually something I disagree with. I feel like the techno aspect you were talking about, I feel like that kind of sounded used before, but then when you add her voice over it, I feel like it adds a whole different feel to it, and kind of like the slow, different drums in the background definitely gives it a different feel.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah.
Now, my one thing with what you were saying, still going back to Paramore, is like Paramore, I'd say with Hayley Williams, her voice kind of seems like she uses a very small range, but I feel like she has a bigger range, while I feel like Lynn Gunn definitely uses more of that range.
Okay.
Which that's just my personal opinion, but in closing, I like them. I think their techno aspects are different than most indie pop bands, and they kind of give like a different feel, and I really like Lynn Gunn's voice. I've seen them live. I thought they were good there. What's your final thought?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're certainly not a bad band. I mean, my point is, I don't think they're all that great for, the reasons I listed. And I mean, sure, they're a band that, like, I wouldn't mind listening to, but they're not a band I would actively listen to,
Okay. Okay, guys, now we're going to go talk about Panic at the Disco, and so I'm going to go right into it about their music. It's that it kind of sounds like a more poppy version of Fall Out Boy, because it's kind of like the same thing I was saying earlier about Haley Williams and Lynn Gunn's voice. It's kind of Patrick Stump and Brendan Urie's voice. They definitely they sound very similar, but I would take it a step further. Like, I remember when I was younger, I would listen to the song "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies," and I would always get that mixed up with "Thanks for the Memories" by Fall Out Boy. Now, the songs don't sound the same, but the voice does, so I would always get the artist mixed up. Like, I used to think "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies" was a Fall Out Boy song. And I actually have a little other problem with Panic at the Disco, where back in 2007, 2008, when My Chemical Romance was big, when you're wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt yourself.
Yeah.
So they actually were dissing them on the way that they dressed, but soon thereafter, they started dressing quite similar with darker clothing, things like that.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like...
And they kind of... But then at the same time, they started, like, in my opinion, they were the ones who kind of started the emo scene phase revolution, where they started getting a lot of more kids to wear, like, black, but at the same time colorful, which then... I'm not blaming them for blood on the dance floor, because, oh god, but...
Ripping pepperonis. I cry every time.
I would definitely say
one like saves one person, remember.
I would definitely say that they helped spark that kind of like scene revolution, which...
Not a fan of, clearly, yeah.
Now,
well, I kind of disagree with that, or at least that part. I mean, so the My Chemical Romance thing, I'm not supporting any dissing of My Chemical Romance, because that's like sacrilege to me. But, they didn't really... The way they dressed was totally different. Like, I mean, we all know the Black Parade, the uniform kind of thing, and when they started dressing in darker colors, it was more suits. I mean, it's different, so...
I mean...
I'm not saying I disagree with you, really,
can I go back for one second?
I feel like it's different.
Yes, that was Black Parade era, but I feel like... But it wasn't commenting exactly on the suits, it was more commenting about their stylistic choices for their clothing in general.
Okay.
And you could go back to the Three Cheers phase, where they kind of wore, like... Gerard had like a blazer on, but then a lot of them were wearing like ripped jeans and things like that. And I feel like it was kind of weird that Panic dissed them, but then started dressing like the old MCR. Not, I wouldn't say exactly. And they've definitely gotten out of that now. I heard about that. That kind of got me going, but...
Well, I don't really follow them as people very much. I mean, I like Panic at the Disco for their music. I mean... I'm not, like, supporting all of their life choices. I'm supporting their music. And the thing about them being similar to Fall Out Boy is, like, if you hear some of their songs, like, where it's more acoustic and stuff, like, they show a wide range. And there's a lot where Fall Out Boy goes one direction and Panic goes another. Like, Fall Out Boy used to be, like, a lot of, like, pop-punk stuff when they were, like, starting out. And even PAX AM days is kind of like that. So, Panic, I really don't feel like they do that. They're more of the, I'm awful with the genres, by the way, but, they go more poppy, really, and where, Fall Out Boy is more...
I definitely noticed that, but in, like, I would say more towards the beginning, I definitely saw the differences, and now I kind of felt like Panic went ahead and turned more poppy first, and then now I felt like Fall Out Boy turned more poppy as a result also, like... For example, their song Centuries. It's not a pop song, but it has more of a poppier, a pop roots. Feel. But I would say for my closing thought, Panic at the Disco isn't a horrible band. I had a little beef with them because of the My Chemical Romance situation, because My Chemical Romance is definitely one of my favorite bands. But I like a few of their songs. There's a few that I don't like. But I just feel like, in my opinion, they're a little too similar to Fall Out Boy.
Well, in my opinion, Panic, I feel like they're a great band. And I mean, just because they're like Fall Out Boy doesn't mean they're bad. Because they have their own fan base, and they're not clinging to Fall Out Boy fans who want to hear similar music with different lyrics. I mean, they have their own whole different aspect, and... Sure, I might not totally agree with their choice in dissing My Chemical Romance, because I don't. But music-wise, I think they're a good band. So there you have it.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. Like,
Comment, subscribe,
do all that.
Support the channel.
All of it.
Thanks.